The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
All that work and what did it get me? Hi, welcome back to Probably a Podcast. That TikTok audio is stuck in my head. I have had one cappuccino today, and then before this podcast, I thought I'll make another. And James said, "Oh, you having another one?" And I said, "Yeah." And then I feel like a crazy person right now, but also, I just had a slight minty bee off this podcast, off the record with producer Courtney. Just spitting some tea and drama she probably doesn't give a fuck about. It's funny because there's a question on here that literally says, like, how do you, because I've been talking a lot about like responding versus reacting and how I'm trying to see like a positive outlook rather than immediately go to the negative. And I was like, you know what? Someone asked me about that and I should really like dive deep on that. And then here I am and I'm like, reacting, not responding. I'm reacting. So my answer to that is you got to work harder than I'm working. You have to try at it every day because I just lost my fucking marbles over something so trivial. And I thought to myself, all that work and what did it get me? Because you got to try harder. Okay. We're just a work in progress every day. Okay, so we are dwindling down to the end of the season. And it's funny because I never really thought about this before, but a lot of people were like, every fucking podcast I listen to doesn't have seasons. And guess what? I don't care. I do. So you're going to let me take a break because I need this break. It's good for the old mental health. It's good for the old beep boop beep bop. I have nothing to say times in my life and I come back stronger and better for it. Okay, so basically we take a short little 5-week break, but you have this episode and 2 more after this. We have Kyle Jonas coming on the podcast next week. He is going to be just fucking hilarious. And I hope a regular guest. That's what I hope because he literally lives here. He's one of my best friends and he's hilarious. But any hoodle. Let's get down. I basically asked you guys, which I always do, some things that you guys wanted me to chit chat about. And specifically today, I just have a list of random jargon on here, but that's my favorite. My favorite is when we have podcast soup and we just talk about nothing and everything at all the same time. Okay, here we go. Let's start with a bridal updates. Okay. I did get a couple messages that were like, we're actually not tired of the bridal stuff, so keep it going. So guess you guys are going to just have to hear from me about this shit until I get married. So I've had some outreach on my part to a couple planners because I did start to think and start to get a lot of like suggestions from people who I really trust in my life, just like people in general. And then people in the bridal world are kind of telling me, they weren't telling me like, you're a fucking idiot for not having a planner, but they were kind of like, they started listing off some stuff and being like, how is this going? How's that going? And I was like, I didn't know. I didn't think about that. And they were like, okay, well, how about this part? And I'm like, didn't think about that. And I was like, you know what? I've planned all the big things, right? So maybe I could find a planner that'll give me a little half off ski situation. Maybe planners should start offering that. Like how like photographers or other creatives do like a whole day rate or a half day rate. Makeup artists do that. Maybe planners should do like a whole wedding rate and like a half wedding rate, because I basically reached out to a few people and said, hey, this might sound crazy, but I have already done so much. Like we're talking venue, guest list, like food, catering, cake, music, reception, welcome. We've planned everything, but the finer details, the things that are going to drive me absolutely cuckoo bananas, I haven't done any of that and I need your help. And so I was like, but I want to preface that I've done all that shit. So like, what would you charge me to just do a little bit of important stuff rather than a lot of important stuff? So we'll see, TBD, but I'm proud of myself for relinquishing control because that has been difficult for me to do. Also, everyone says that this happens, and then I told myself, because James and I are very adamant we do not want to spend a lot of money on this wedding, which is ironic because we're literally asking our friends and family to fly to Positano, Italy, which is crazy because it's not crazy for his friends and family. For his friends and family, like I said, it's a fucking trip to Florida, but for us, it's so expensive. But I did not want to like spend $1 million on a wedding. I just don't think that's necessary. And we are very lucky and blessed that his parents are helping us. My parents are helping us. So like we had a number in our mind that was like, this is the amount we're willing to spend. Guys, we're out of it. We're out of it. So what are we going to do? We're going to spend more. I hate that. Why can't anyone stick to a wedding budget? Why? I wish almost the money wasn't available. Then I would just be like, well, I have to stick to it. But like, I just see the money sitting in my savings and I'm like, well, we could tap into that. And then I'm like, James, I know you got that little investment portfolio, brother. go ahead and tap into that. He's like, he's also so good with his money that he actually has like levels to this shit. He's like, well, I pay myself this amount and my employees get this amount, and then I can't pull from this account because it's associated with this account. I'm like, oh, I just have a Bank of America account and an app, and I can go into whatever I want whenever I want. No rules, except for I did try to take my crypto money out that I forgot that I had, because one of my friends forever ago told me to buy Ethereum, and I got it at a pretty low rate, and now it's like zooming up, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna take all that money out. Well, they don't really let you. Like, how do I get it out? This is why you can't be playing with fucking nerdy shit, because I don't know how to get the money out of the crypto. So I don't know. I got to watch a couple of like anime episodes or something, and maybe it'll have the answers. I don't know how to do it. Got to figure it out. We got to laugh from Courtney on that one. That was good. I love when Courtney laughs. Okay. What else? Fuck my wedding budget. Fuck it. Just gone. And what else? Let's see. That was so dramatic. I lost all my notes. Courtney, just bear with me, sister. Okay. Anyways. Oh, someone said this was a good idea, and I was like, that is so funny. Let me do that. Okay. I want to say I might have deleted them though, but I might still have some. Someone said, go down a Pinterest memory lane from like 2011, 2014 and go through like what you thought your wedding would have been. And I'm like, wait, that's actually so funny. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Love this one. We got the classic girl and guy standing in between doors saying a prayer, but not looking at each other. But they're like, a door's in between, the photographer is, and then we're saying a prayer together, we're holding hands, and we're both fully ready, but we're not looking at each other. That one sent me for a loop in 2014. Okay. We've also got, I've deleted a lot. I had originally done like a really crazy, was really into burlap. Loved some burlap. Really, really thought burlap might have been it for me whenever I was planning a wedding when I was 19. Damn it, I've deleted it. Fuck it, never mind. Oh, I have a ton of yellow diamonds on here, but look how funny is this? Look at this yellow diamond. It's bezeled and it's like looks a lot like my ring, but it's yellow. So I have always kind of wanted that like different, cool, antique looking vibe. All right, fuck it, that didn't work, but that would have been a really funny concept if I hadn't totally scrubbed my Pinterest board from what I thought would be funny. Also, almost all my Pinterest boards are private online because I feel like I love Pinterest so much that I take it so seriously that you really would see what my wedding would look like, and I'm trying to keep some level of mystique. But that's a really good idea. If you haven't scrubbed your Pinterest yet, like I did, you should go down and see what you like used to want. Okay. What else? Let's see. People, speaking of wifey era, people have been asking me a lot. Not a lot of people have, but like some people have been asking me about my cooking, and I've just been cooking a lot more lately, but I think that's due to proximity. It's less of me being in my like trad wife era, and it's more me just being like genuinely far away from, like, we have restaurants nearby, but it's like we've got Chick-fil-A, we've got Panda Express, we've got North Italia, which I do love North Italia, but the menu has remained the same for a very long time. And then there's a lot of really good restaurants in Franklin, but they're hard to get into just like reservations wise. So we basically have just been cooking a lot, and it's healthy and way more cost effective, but people have been very impressed with my cooking skills, and I would say that's because I read recipes, and I bought a bunch of like recipe books, and I just have been reading them, and people are always like, where'd you get that? Not everything is like your great grandmother's like secret recipe like written on scratch paper and passed down. Like some stuff really is just from like Half-Baked Harvest, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff really is Magnolia Table, you know? So I just go in and I find what looks good. I buy the ingredients, and I don't know why I feel like less cool for that, because I'm not one of those girls that can just like whip shit together and like take it out of the fridge and dash of sherry vinegar and a dash of oregano and blah blah. I don't know, I'm just like not that girl. That's very cheese gal. Like Courtney LaCourte's so much like that, but I really can just follow a recipe so well. And then when I do, and James is like, oh my God, how did you do this? I'm like, I literally read this recipe and I followed it. It was what it said it would be. So there you go. So buy a recipe book, y'all. I'll link some of my favorite ones. What the fuck? I forgot. Speaking of wedding eras, we just went on Reagan, one of my really dear friends, bachelorette trips in Miami. You guys, she is doing something fun. She doesn't have a bridal party technically, so she just invited all of her friends that she wanted to on her bachelorette trip. Y'all, there were 14 of us. 14 of us. That's crazy town USA. Like, that's crazy behavior, but I really love it. So we went to Miami. I fucking love Miami. Immediately I forgot to pack earplugs because, listen, one thing about girlies snore too. It's not just the men. Girlies be snoring. And I forgot to pack earplugs, which that was devastating because, like, you just never know who is going to snore. And then the cutest, sweetest little girly pop could just be snoring. And then I'm like, we actually, you know what it was? And she was so sweet. The girl that I roomed with, I love her. But I put on her phone on white noise, and then I put my phone on white noise, and then I put Marissa was in the bed with us too, and I put her, not in the bed, she was in a separate bed next to us, and I put her phone on white noise. And when I tell you, it sounded like we were in a fucking chamber. Like, I actually could not hear her snoring. I was like, this is great, but this is like, if someone walked in, they'd be like, what the fuck are y'all sleeping in? This is some NASA shit. So the Bachelor was so fun. So it was in Miami. So we did like 2 days. The first day, me loves a day party. I've just decided, get me fucked up during the day and put my ass to bed at night. I don't want to drink at night anymore. I'm over it. I don't want to do it. I'm too old for it. I want to drink during the day. I want to hit my peak drunkenness. I want to come down from the drunkenness. I want to experience my hangover kind of at 9 p.m. And then I want to go the fuck to sleep and wake up and maybe do it again. But I'm so not this stay awake till 3 a.m. girl, but like, that's Miami. So we did Nikki Beach the first day, which was so fun. I think it's new in Miami. They have a shit ton all over the world, but like, that one's pretty new. And it was so much fun, genuinely. And then we got those like massive bottles of rosé that are like the size of your fucking face. Oh, I also discovered, my friend Amy showed us this this app called Splitwise. Everyone should be using Splitwise. It's so phenomenal. It does so much wonders for owing people on different trips and stuff. I was about to try to explain the app, but it involves math and I don't feel like it. But just know that if you're ever going on a big trip with a bunch of people, y'all should do Splitwise. It's fucking great. You owe like one person something instead of owing a bunch of people a bunch of little items and amounts. It's cool. Anyways, so we did Nikki Beach. It was so fun. And then we went back to the house. We got ready for the night. Reagan had an all white night, which was great and fun, except for I got absolutely fucking roasted before group pictures came out. I just posted a picture of her and I together, and everyone's like, I can't believe you wore white in her bachelorette. I was like, fucking hold on. It was an all white night. Her idea, her plan. Everybody here is in white. My God. People are really just coming for my throat these days. It's tough to be a part of. That was fun. But we went to 11. Well, we went to this really cool dinner at Mila, which was fun. These people were like, it was like interpretive dancers all around you. I'm trying to eat fucking some sashimi, and this like zebra lady's like in my face like this. I was like, whoa, okay. Fire breathers. It was crazy. And then we went to, this is crazy. We tried to go to the bar at Mila, and there was a lot of us. There was 4 girls went home because a couple of them were pregnant, and then like, we went to go to the bar that was at Mila. We waited forever. It was also spring break, I think, when we went, so there's a lot of younger girls there, but we waited forever to get into this bar, like 20 minutes just standing there, okay? Finally, we get let in. 4 of us go down. There's another 4 behind us. We're all the way down to the club, which, by the way, he like finally was like, you girls can come, so we had to walk in front of everyone that was waiting, which is always like, I don't know, not embarrassing, but you're like, sorry, excuse me, sorry, he called us, we can go in front of you, sorry, excuse me. And we get halfway down, 4 of us, and then the other 4 get a giant rope put in front of them. He's like, you have too many. And we're like, we told you there was 9. You took 9 of our IDs. You've always known there was 9. He's like, come back up. The walk of shame that I almost said, girls, I gotta keep going. For the formality of it, I gotta keep going. But of course we would never do that. But like, we had to walk back up those stairs because the lounge goes like downstairs. I was so embarrassed. I was like, you guys are whack as fuck for this, because this walk of shame is tough right now. Like, everyone that watched us be like, sorry, we had to scoot in front of you. They called us, like, sorry. We're all looking at us like, losers. I don't know. It was weird. Except for it was all fine because the guy that took my ID said I looked 25. So that's fine. And I was happy about that. Just all things aside. Then we decided to go to a club. Then we decided to go to another club. And then we ended up at 11. Let me tell you something. 11 is like a club, but it's also a strip club in Miami. I'm just at the age now, like, I've been to so many strip clubs, so many. I'm at the age now where I'm at the strip club and I'm like, do you girls want to be here? Like, are you sure? Like, you okay? Like, blink twice. Like, we could get you out of here if you don't want, like, we could put something together for you. Like, I don't know. The strip clubs don't hit the same for me as they used to. And this is absolutely not me disrespecting, any sort of dancer or sex worker in any capacity, but I'm just like, damn, I didn't like it. I was like, I don't want to be here. Then whatever. I kind of was like into it because like they are incredible dancers and fun to watch. But it's fun to watch when they're like putting on a show. So it's not fun to watch them like dragging the guys to the little like tents and me being like, ew, that guy does not deserve you, girl. He does not deserve you. But I guess they're getting paid, so whatever. Their little purses they have on their shoulders are overflowing with cash, so I'm happy for them. But we decided to go into like the big area where they're putting on like the Circus du Soleil naked shows. You guys, Reagan says to me, hey, will you go to the bathroom with me? I don't have to pee. Who fucking cares? She's the bride. The line's long as shit, but that's fine. I'm gonna go with her. I go, yeah, you go ahead and stay in the line. I'll go meet you. I'm gonna tell the other girls that I'm gonna wait with you to go to the bathroom because we don't want to let her be by herself. I go, as I'm going to tell them that, as I'm coming back, I get fucking donkey kicked. I mean, straight up, and it wasn't a heel. I know it wasn't a girl. It was not a heel. It was a boot. It was a fucking boot for sure. Like it was a flat thing against and I mean, it almost dead-legged me. I almost just went and what did I do? I was like, hey, who kicked me? Like no one fucking jumped to admit it was them. Okay. Like no one. And then I'm looking around like, who the fuck just did that? All right, get a taste of M. All right, it is a hot new collection of craveable intimates from Maidenform, and I love Maidenform so much because they are a brand with a whole lot of history. They have been around since the very first bras, and now they're bringing you a new kind of classic, which are basically the chicest basics you've ever seen in your life. But they're anything but basic. They're just like amazing. So M is a collection from Maidenform, which is a brand, like I said, with 100 years of innovation and category leadership. They basically wrote the book on bras. And when it comes to bras, I feel like we as women, we want someone to know what they're doing. So M is their next juicy chapter, and you have to feel it to believe it. I try to show it on Instagram, but like you have to feel this fabric to see this yummy, buttery, soft feel because it is such a great style that will not break the bank. Okay, the price point is just amazing for the quality of the bras and on-trend designs that are made from stretchy, comfy fabrics in incredible colors. I am obsessed with their blue color they have. It's like this gorgeous cobalt blue. It just looks so good. And then of course I know it's not a color, but they have this nude that is the perfect nude because it gets tricky, and it's the perfect nude to put under a white top. It doesn't show, seamless. M can be worn as innerwear like I was just talking about, or as outerwear. I wear that blue one like to the gym or just in general to style it. You can style it to your taste, create looks that serve you or for no one else to see. So M is cheeky, playful, confident. I want you to feel as confident as your bra makes you feel. And that is what it does. Okay. So if you guys want to try out M's fierce new fits with gorgeous details and innerwear that is cute enough to actually wear out, because y'all know I'll be wearing bras out to the club. Okay. So visit maidenform.com and use code probablypod20 at checkout for 20% off your first purchase. That's maidenform.com. Use code probablypod20 for 20% off your first order. Yeah, so basically I'm looking around everywhere. I'm like, who just kicked me? But I will say, y'all, I looked around like waiting to see someone guilty. I didn't see anyone. Like I like no one looked like he. I just kicked her. Like maybe they just like ding dong ditched me, like ding dong donkey kicked me. I don't know, but like it was no one to be found. And then I walked back to Reagan so perplexed. She was like, why do you have that look on your face? And I was like, dude, someone just donkey kicked me. And she was like, actually, one thing I love about Reagan, she wasn't like, what? She goes, who? And I was like, I don't know. But it wasn't a heel. It was a boot. And she was like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, I don't know. And then, you know what's so funny? Reagan goes, let's get out of here. It was 3 a.m. I was like, I'm not just saying this because I just got donkey kicked at 11 at the strip club and I'm kind of feeling bad for the strippers. I think we should go. And she's like, okay, let's get out of here. So, yeah, we definitely, we skedaddled after that. We got home, went to sleep, woke up immediately for drag brunch. I could go to a drag brunch every day for the rest of my life. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm fucking obsessed with drag brunch. Although I know you guys are going to disagree. This is such a hot take. I'm not a bottomless mimosa kind of girly. And I get it. I know you're going to be like, babe, yes, the fuck you were when you were 22. And I was when I was 22. When I was 22, I loved anything bottomless. Like that was fantastic. But now I want to order what I want to order. I don't want it to be bottomless because it's usually a pre-made batch and it's just like kind of funky. And I just, yeah, usually it's a really sweet drink. Like they were like, you can have sangria, you can have bubblegum drip drop, drag brunch pop, or you can have fucking orange juice, juicy juice, mimosa juice. And I'm like, fuck, we'll do the juicy juice one. So didn't love that aspect. But other than that, because most drag brunches do make you do a bottomless kind of situation. But I quite literally, we went to our house. You guys, if you're in Miami, go to our house for a drag brunch. They were the most talented. Oh, those bitches were good. They were so good. And Jenica was there and she was vlogging. And at one point, one of them came over to us and she was like dancing on us, whatever, like performing. She was incredible, like high kicks, heels, fucking 20 million inches tall, but still managing to do like somersaults. And she like looks at Jenica because Jenica has her like camera, and she goes like, I don't know, she like went to grab someone's phone and then someone's phone was locked, and then Jenica handed the drag queen her camera, and the drag queen took the whole camera and did and was holding the camera, doing her show around the entire club with the camera, propped it up and did like fucking splits. You guys need to go watch Jenica's vlog for this Miami trip, because there is gonna be a moment in there that's so fucking iconic. I was like, I love you girls, I love you. It was just great. So yeah, love a drag brunch. That was fantastic. And then the next day, I literally thought to myself, I feel like we're going to be kind of bored. Sorry, it wasn't the next day. The same day after the brunch, we went and had one more drink at this other place. And then Reagan just wanted to do like a pajama night, pizza night, not go out, whatever. And I was like, yeah, but that's the whole day at the house. That's the whole night at the house. We're going to be bored. I had the best time ever. I love going on a bachelorette trip where the husband-to-be has made a little video. Like, I asked my girls, I was like, can we please do that for mine? I think it would be so fun to like ask James questions and like me try to answer them. So Reagan did that, and it was just so, it was so fun to watch. And it's so cute to watch because like the guys are always kind of nervous. They're like, well, I don't know how to answer this one. And you're like, it's just so good. I just love this moment. It's the cheesy, sweet, like just girl time. And then I met this girl Walker on the trip who's like Reagan's friend from back home. And she's about the most country bumpkin you could ever meet in your entire life, but the most fun, the most funny, hilarious. Like I was like, I would follow you around with the camera for the rest of my life, or just follow you around in general for the rest of my life and laugh and be content. Like I just love girls that are so Southern. Like she would turn every word somehow that had 2 syllables into 8-syllable words. Like she's like, now what are we doing over here? Like I just if you're listening to this, Walker, I love you. I really do. Okay, what else have we been up to? Oh, Beyonce came out with a country album. Let's talk about that. Or only 2 songs are out right now, right? It's this ain't Texas. Ain't no holding 'em. We've all seen that one. You know, here's the thing. I'm so here for Beyonce coming out with a country album. She is from the South anyways, isn't she? Houston. Oh, yeah, duh. She's from Texas. So, like, she's a country girl herself. So, like, I love that she's coming out with a country album. Texas Hold'em in 16 Carriage is out. Here's the thing. I love her forever and ever and ever. I love her coming out with a country album. I didn't particularly think that Texas Hold'em sounded like a country song. She was talking about country things, but, like, it just sounded like a good pop song to me. It didn't sound super country. But I'm also, like, not a musical, like, critic, so I also just love the song. But I am curious to hear the rest of her album, because I'm like, is the rest of the album gonna sound more like actual country? I don't know. The Beehive's gonna come for me. The Beehive, that's them. I was thinking, who is the Barbies are Nicki Minaj. The Beehive don't come for me. I fucking love Beyonce and I love anything she puts out, so I'm here for it. But I'm curious to hear the rest of her album. Okay. Oh, people wanted an immigration update. Here's the thing, guys. There is not one. I'll let you know when there is. You won't get me to shut up about it. It's the waiting game. It's us doing exactly the right thing and doing exactly what our lawyers tell us to do and doing it the right way. And that is, let me tell you something. When you do things the right way, you're not rewarded with like fastness. Like patience is a virtue for those who do immigration process the correct way. And that's the only way we're going to do it. You know, we're going to do it the right way. We're not going to do anything the wrong way. So when I have an update, I'll let you know. But right now we're just waiting. And again, I'll say it again. If you're going through this, I am feeling for you and I'm sorry for you. I'm so thankful that I am in love with and like marrying the love of my life, James. But like at the end of the day, it would have been a hell of a lot easier if he was American. So it's worth it. Love will prevail. Love always wins, and all those cheesy words. Okay, but speaking of immigration, let's talk about irrigation. All right, this is not an ad break. This is me telling you that today, which is actually so ironic that the Turf Masters just came over, because today we had a landscaper come because we really do look like we're growing four-leaf clovers in our front yard. And James is like, we got to figure this out. I'm like, I know. So we basically had this guy come out. He's like, right, so you guys just haven't given a fuck about your yard. And also we have an HOA, but here's the thing, everyone in our neighborhood hasn't really been given a fuck. There's like 2 yards that look gorgeous and you can tell that the people are out there taking care of it every day. But I definitely thought you don't have to worry about your lawn like during the winter. I'm like, who's doing anything with their lawn during the winter? It doesn't matter. But allegedly we're supposed to be doing stuff to our yards in the winter as well to just preserve them and make sure they're okay. So James is so cute. When the guy comes, he's like, so what do you normally do for mowing and blah blah blah? And James is like, so I'm not from here. And the guy's like, I can tell. Now I can tell that. And he's like, where I come from, quite literally, we barely have grass in the parks. So I don't know anything about yards. I've never had a yard in my life. And they're like, actually, that's not true. His parents have like a gorgeous backyard garden, but I don't think Mr. Middleton mows it. So I don't think he has much knowledge on the topic. And I sure as shit don't, because what is that? A boy job. But I will say Sharon K be out there getting it. Like my mom is obsessed with like doing now she definitely hires people. I've seen them there for sure. And that's like the mega argument my mom and dad get in. My dad's like, I can do it. She's like, you take too long. So she just hired someone. But I see her out there with my dad mowing and doing shit all the time. So maybe not a full boy job. Sharon K's out there grinding. I don't want to take that away from her. Also guys, speaking of grinding, we have to grind my mom down. We have to get her on the podcast. She's like totally just all of a sudden saying like she won't do it. And I'm like, my 100th episode is coming up and you promise. She's like, I take it back. I'm scared. I don't want to be on it. And I just want to be behind the scenes. I'm like, Sharon K. My mom and my dad are podcast gold. Like she's just worried. She's like, I don't want anyone to say anything to me. You know what the internet's done? The internet's made my sweet, precious mother afraid because she's like, I just can't even imagine. She's like, the things they say about you, the things that they do. And she was like, I don't want anyone to say anything like that about me. And I'm like, Mom, the internet loves you. Like everyone, the mean people are always going to say something mean. And she was like, no, I couldn't handle it. I don't know how you handle it. I could not handle it. And I'm like, Mom, so way to go, trolls. You're scaring my mama. That ain't right. That ain't right to do. I have been on the go, baby. And y'all know that because y'all be seeing me do it. And I've had not the time to cook. And when I do cook, I want to do like a whole big thing. And when I'm on the go, I don't have time for that. So I'm also just the girl though that says she doesn't have time, but also insists that she eat amazingly delicious food that tastes homemade. So I get it. It's a bit crazy, but I've been using Factor to achieve this. All right. Cause you're getting fresh, never frozen, ready to eat meals delivered right to your door. And I mean, legit in less than 2 minutes, they're heated up and are ready to devour. It is so delicious. And here's the thing, honestly, no matter what your lifestyle is, Factor has the meals to help you live it to the fullest, baby. They got keto, they got calorie smart, vegan and veggie, and for bulking season, which y'all know is James' favorite. Okay. And I'm a gym girly myself these days. Factor also has protein plus meals on the menu each week. Now, these meals are prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians. So each meal has all the ingredients that you need to feel satisfied all day long. Because sometimes when I'm just snacking nonstop, I never get full. But whenever you're actually eating good, clean, healthy food, you stay full. So not only is Factor cheaper than takeout from restaurants, it's restaurant quality. And one of my favorite things about Factor's chef-prepared meals is that they actually show you who the chef is that made the meal. Like, I love it. There's a little photo, a bio about them. The packaging is just so cool. Makes you feel like the chef just came right to your door to make it. And they've also got great add-ons for snacks like quick bites, smoothies, juices, and a ton more. You can add protein to a vegan or veggie dish if you want to switch it up. The options are endless, okay? Get crazy with it. Factor is just making it so easy to eat in and eat clean for less, all right? And y'all know I hooked it up with a discount code. If you guys head to factormeals.com/probably50 and use code probably50, you'll get 50% off your first box. That's code probably50 at factormeals.com/probably50 to get 50% off your first box. All right. Everyone wants me to talk about Kate Middleton. Guys, she fucking just had surgery. I just feel like she's gone because she had surgery. Everyone has all these conspiracy theories about her. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure she just had that massive surgery. And she has like, she has other ailments. She has that disease that Taylor has, the hypergenitoritis thing that Taylor has when you get pregnant. She has that too. She actually brought a lot of light to the issue because, Taylor was like, no one ever really knew what it was. And then Kate Middleton and Amy Schumer did like a documentary about it because they both had it. Anyways, I just feel like she's a royal. So like if she's not feeling her best or if she's still recovering from her surgery, I feel like she's not going to be the kind of person that comes out and sweats and is like, I'm getting over it. It's okay. Just one day by one day. Like she's like, I'm not coming out until I can put my precious little like dresses on, my little hats and fascinators, my gloves and my crown. Like she's not going to come out halfway done. So I'm not buying into the conspiracy theories. I think she's just fine. I think she's rightio. Hey, what else? Let's see. Oh, y'all, speaking of my mom, this is what's funny. Y'all wanted me to talk about someone's like, let's do, well, it is Thursdays that I'm recording this. You guys are listening to this on a Tuesday, but I'm recording this on a Thursday. So let's do some Throwback Thursdays. People are asking me like, and this is another reason I want my mom on because I feel like these would be such good stories. But people were like, do you have any throwback really funny conversations? Also, I should have one of my like, oh, I'm going to have my childhood friend Brantley on the podcast. She's a fucking hoot and a half. So can't wait for that. But I'm definitely looking forward to those stories resurfaced. I figured I would give you guys a couple like high school Shannon stories. So, okay, here's one of them. And then I also have like a little kid Shannon story that's actually really fucking gross, but I'll tell it. My mom will probably be like, I can't believe you said that on a podcast, but whatever. So I used to sneak out all the time. Like I was not a good kid. I was a social butterfly. I wanted to go to every party. I wanted to be invited to everything. I wanted to kiss all the boys. Like my friend Grayson would be like, we're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble. I'm like, shut up. You're being taken hostage. Get in the back of the car. I drove a Mustang. That was my very first car, a 1999 white Mustang convertible. The convertible leaked. So when it would rain, water would get in this little divot in the back of where the automatic convertible would go into. It would collect this water that would then like mold, and then my whole car would smell. Oh god, it smelled so bad. Anyways, just really appreciative. I think my parents bought that car for me for $1,000. Someone was selling it at the bank, and we got it. And I felt like the coolest bitch you ever seen in your whole life. Like I love that. I love that car. It was great. So anyways, I am driving that thing. Well, we would have to push it because it had a V8 engine. So we would have to push it out of because my parents would wake up if they heard the car start. So we would like put it in neutral and push it up the street until we were at a part where like with headlights off and everything, until we were like at a part where we could start the car and it wouldn't like make a loud noise. So here's like these girls dressed all those, I know y'all have seen that girl on TikTok that does like me going to a bonfire in 2011. And she's like straight and she's like scrunching her hair, but straightening her bangs. She's putting like Wet n Wild, the Dream Matte Mousse foundation. Like she's living our truth. Okay. That was our lives. And like an eyelash that's like not on correctly. I was always out here wearing fake eyelashes to a bonfire. Like what the fuck? Like what was I doing? Anyways, I had this memory of this one time we started getting caught. Okay. We started getting caught because here's the deal. We had to be back before like 3 a.m. because after 3 a.m, my mom and dad are not in like their REM sleep anymore. Like 4, 5, 6, like they're like just less asleep. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like they're less asleep. And someone might argue like 4 a.m. is like when people are really asleep, but like that was a dicey time to get back. But here's the thing. We lived in Gilbert. We weren't really going to parties in Gilbert, which was like a very small town that I'm from. We were always driving into Lexington or White Knoll. And also keep this in mind. I didn't drink till I was 22. So my lucky fucking friends that I grew up with in high school, they literally had a designated driver at all times, like literally at all times. So before anyone's like, you were drinking and driving in high school. No, we weren't. So anyways, we would want to stay out late because there's a 30-minute drive there and a 30-minute drive back. So that's 1 hour gone, right? So we started getting caught a little bit because we were getting dicey with when we were coming back. And my mom caught me like once or twice in like a 5-month period, and like whole ass like sneaking out, and my friends were drunk when we came back. So she's like, abso-fucking-lutely not. But the only saving grace was that my mom did. It wasn't even a saving grace because my mom was like, you were literally, where were you? You were drinking underage. What were you doing? Where were you at? Like someone could have gotten hurt. Like they were always, obviously our parents were always extraordinarily upset. We were grounded forever. But like my mom was always very thankful that like she knew I wasn't drinking and I was always the one driving. So that was a good one. But anyways, and then never forget the times where this is such a common thing, where you would say you were at Kayla's and Kayla would say she was at my house, and then we would both stay out late, and then the party would be over and we'd have nowhere to stay. So we would drive to like a Sonic and sleep in our cars. Or we would drive to a church. I don't know why we thought we'd be safe at a church. We'd drive to a church and we'd sleep in our cars. Like, because we couldn't go to her house, we couldn't go to my house. We both said we were there, so we would just sleep in our cars. Because I guess the boys that were throwing the party didn't like us enough to like also have us stay at the house. So anyways, let's talk about the time where I decided we should sneak out, and everyone's like, we're getting caught too much. And I was like, look, everyone's like, I don't want to leave the party. If we have to leave at 1:30, that's when the party gets good. I'm like, I've got a plan. This is one of the more genius things I've ever thought of in my entire fucking life. Okay. So at my house, we have a guest house. Now that sounds really fancy, and it's not. It's basically this like tin building, like 10, I don't want to call it a shack, but it's like a 10 building, and it's got 1 bedroom upstairs and like a little kitchenette downstairs, and just like came with our house. And it's got a carport on it. It's like part of the carport. I feel like y'all have probably seen it in some of my stories, but it's nothing. Don't think guest house, okay? Just think other tiny little building like next door to our house. Anyways, that is where my mom and dad keep a lot of like water bottles and beer. Like it's where we go into to like grab stuff if we're gonna do like a low country bowl or whatever, that kind of vibe. And so the deep freeze with all the frozen food, that's in there, whatever. Okay, painting the scene. So I had this idea when we snuck out, I said, everyone, we were dressed to the nines, of course. We looked absolutely incredible. And we pushed the car that I made everyone pack pajamas in the car. I made everyone put pajamas in the trunk of the car. And then whenever we got back, which was like 3, I was like, we're fucked. It's 3:00. Like my parent, 3:30 maybe even. I was like, they're definitely going to wake up. So when we got to the end of my road, before we went down my road, I told, no one had a beverage in the car. No one, which makes sense because obviously we never, ever wanted to like get caught. In South Carolina, there's an open container law. So even though I was not drinking, if you get caught with open container and you're a minor, you're fucked. So anyways, there was no water or anything in the car. I made us spit in our hands, in our fingers, and smear our mascara, take off our lipstick, smear our mascara. We changed out of our our like going out clothes. We put pajamas on, like some of us just big t-shirts and little Sophie shorts. One girl had like a matching set, and we took our hair out. My mom knew like how serious I was about like wearing fake lashes and always looking good and whatever. And I mean, we smeared our makeup everywhere. We just looked horrendous. We get to the house. I knew she was going to wake up when she heard like anything shut or anything. And she did. Like there was no way around it. So I said, everyone, the second your feet fucking hit the ground, run to the guest house. Cause we like parked on this little piece of land my parents have. So I was like, run to the guest house and grab a bottle of water. And so we all did that. We run to the guest house. We grab a bottle of water. I hear my mom door slam. What are you doing? What the hell are you girls doing? And we turned and looked at her. And we had a bottle of water, and I was like, sorry, Mom. We were just getting a bottle of water. And she was like, it's 3:00 in the morning, Shannon. Where have you been? What are you doing? Because again, keep in mind, I had been caught sneaking out. Like this is like the 3rd or 4th time now that she's like caught me 3:30 in the morning with all my friends. And I looked at her and I go, what do you mean? We just stayed up late. I swear to God, I said this. We were just on MySpace all night. And she was like, or Facebook or whatever I said, right? And she was like looking at me, and you could tell she was like, what? And I go, Mom, look at us. Where would we have gone looking like this? And she was like, get your asses inside and y'all go to sleep. And we were like, okay. And my friends were like, yes, ma'am. Sorry, Miss Sharon K. Yes, ma'am. But we get back to my bedroom. My friends that are also, by the way, plastered. They're like, oh my God, that is crazy. Now, I think I tried it again. And I think my mom was starting to be like, what the fuck? But like, also it was like maybe my senior year. So like, I didn't really like need to sneak out. I think my senior year, my mom basically was like, tell me when you're going and what you're doing. And she gave me a really late curfew that like no one else had, but I had a late curfew because she knew I didn't drink. But she was like, you've got to stop not telling me what you're doing. Anyway, so I had a very, very cool mom, but there were times she wasn't cool because she was just being a regular fucking mom. Also, you can't hurt my feelings because I grew up with a mom that said, I'm not your friend, I'm your mom. You know what I mean? I'm not your friend, I'm your parent. Like that was Sharon K. She was like, we ain't besties, bitch. Like you're gonna do what I say. So anyways, that was a moment that I'm really proud of. And I recently told my mom that like a couple years ago, and she didn't believe me. She was like, that's not true. You did not do that. I was like, I did. And my friend was with me. She was like, she did. And she was like, wow, I thought I knew everything. So when I have kids, I'm actually going to know everything. They're probably going to have fucking invisible cloaks by the time I have kids, and they're just going to be boofing around. This podcast episode is sponsored by Care of. All right, now if the girly pops have been girly popping and following me for a while, then you already know that I've been using Care of vitamins for legit years. I think actually around like 5 or 6 years now. And I love these things for a multitude of reasons. And I've got all my family to start taking them as well because anytime I go home and they see my cute little personalized packs of vitamins, they're like, wait, I need that. And it's great because outside of it just being personalized with your name on the vitamin packets, it is completely personalized to what your body needs, all right? You just take a really quick and easy, in-depth 5-minute quiz. It tells you all about your body, your lifestyle, and your day-to-day consumptions and health goals. Now, here's the part where we got to be honest with ourselves, okay? Because this is what it's going to ask you. It's going to ask you how often you drink. And you need to tell the truth, okay? Because we all know we'd be loving that wine, but here's what's great. Because if you do love your wine like me, then maybe you'll get magnesium in your pack because that's helpful when you're deficient in magnesium when consuming alcohol. Now, I've got ashwagandha for concentration, B12 for energy, and probiotics for my gut health. I love gut health, and I can see a serious difference in my digestion when I'm consistently taking my Care of vitamins. Now, each shipment comes with customized pamphlets showing you exactly what's in your individual daily packs and why it was recommended specifically for you and your health goals, which is why this is personalized by Dr. Brack recommendation. Now, taking all of that guesswork us work out of supplements that are best suited for you, which we love because I don't like going down the supplement aisle trying to figure out what I need. Okay. So I'm always traveling. I have these individual packs already made up with everything I need, which is so much more convenient than packing a bunch of different pill bottles. I love that. And you guys already know that I hooked it up with a code. Okay. So for 50% off your first month subscription for Care of, go to takecareof.com and enter code probably50. That is a whopping 50% off your first month subscription by heading to takecareof.com and entering code probably50. Another thing I did one time when I snuck out was I snuck out and we moved my car back to the wrong spot. And my mom was not the kind of person that went out with a ruler seeing where your car was parked, but I guess I must have parked it really incorrectly. And I had one of my girlfriends there that her and I were known to do a little sneaking out together. Shouts out Kayla Moses. Like, we were out here just fucking sneaking out all the time. And my mom comes in, and you guys, my mom, by the way, y'all know she has that bird cam that's like a giant security camera that watches the entire, we call it a point because it's the point on a lake, but like this little part of land my parents have. Cameras out the wazoo. My parents have cameras on the Ring doorbells, all that shit. Thank God I did not grow up in the day and age of Ring doorbell cameras and other outside Nest cameras and inside Nest cameras. I would have been so 50 shades of fucked. Like kids must actually just be out here. No wonder kids are doing 5-step skincare routines at age 15. They don't have anything fucking else to do. They can't sneak out. Everyone's got a Nest camera up their ass. Like, even if you got away from your parents' Nest camera, your neighbor would call and be like, I saw Sally Stew on my Nest camera at 2 a.m. Like, no one's safe out here. So of course they're all buying Drunk Elephant skincare kits. They're bored as shit. We were out here drinking Four Locos. Not me, but my friends. I never really put 2 and 2 together. I thought, why are kids so obsessed with this kind of stuff now? They can't sneak out. Damn, y'all are going to end up being some boring ass adults. Anyways, so this one time I must have parked my car in the wrong spot. We wake up. We had gotten back early that night. We knew we weren't caught. Like, my mom was fast asleep when we got back. We knew we weren't going to get caught. I woke up that morning. My mom goes, Shannon, get in here right now. Kayla's staying there. I'm like, fuck. Hey, when she separates us, we're done. You know what I mean? When they separate you, it's not good. She's like, Kayla, call your dad. He needs to come pick you up. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, okay. Kayla's like, fuck. So my mom's like, why is your car parked right there? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, your car wasn't parked there last night. It was parked right there. And I woke up this morning, it's parked right there. And I think to myself, how the fuck am I going to get myself out of that one? And then this wasn't a term yet when I was 18, but this is what I did. I gaslit the fuck out of my mom. I was like, what are you talking about? My car literally was right there last night. And she was like, Shannon, where did you and Kayla go last night? And I was like, hold on, hold strong. And like every other guy on fuck that asks you what's your snap instead of what's your phone number, I just kept gaslighting. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Then I thought, I'm not going to make her feel crazy. I'm going to join in with her. I'm going to be like, I'm scared. Why was my car moved? And so I'm like, hold on, Mom, hold on. I think you're right. My car wasn't parked there last night. And she was like, exactly. And I'm like, yeah, but Mom, I didn't do anything last night. So why was my car moved? Like, where were my keys? Did Dad move it? And she's like, I can see the wheels turning. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm literally manipulating my mother so well right now. This is crazy. She's Play-Doh in my hands. I'm like, she's like, Vic, where did you move Shannon's car? He's like, no. And she goes, her car was parked here last night. And I was like, I started rambling off like random people that are kind of shady in our neighborhood. I was like, oh, is he still on parole? What's going on? Like, I'm leaning in. I'm like, this is weird, Mom. Like, we need to look into this. She is calling neighbors. Did anyone else have any of their stuff messed with last night? Any of their cars? I was like, I'm going to go look and see if they've taken anything. She's like, okay. I go out there. I go, nothing's gone, but it smells like cigarettes in there. I don't know. I pulled that one out of my ass, and she's like, what? She literally called my dad. She goes on for so long. I was kind of over it at this point. I was like, all right, Scooby-Doo, hang it up. We'll never know. So, and I gaslit the fuck out of my mom. And I don't think maybe I have told her that one, maybe not. I still to this day feel pretty bad about it because she was like, that is so weird. After that, you know what? I might be the reason she got cameras. She's like, we need to get cameras around here. But I was already off to college, so I didn't care. But yeah, that was another story where I just was like, I'm going to have to ring this one home. I'm just going to have to tell my mom she's literally fucking crazy. Like, that never happened. Sharon K, are you okay? damn, my mom tells me this all the time, but I'm so fucked when I have kids. I'm going to get back everything I did twice, 3 times a lady. Like my mom is like, she says this to me often. I can't wait till you have kids. And I'm like, I know you don't mean that in the loving grandmother way that you sometimes want to say. I can't wait till you have kids. There's 2 ways your parents, there's definitely 100%. There's 2 ways. If you're in your 30s, there's 2 ways that your parents say this sentence. Oh, I can't wait till you have kids one day. And then there's oh, I can't wait till you have kids one day. And that's their way of being like, I raised you just fucking fine, Jennifer. Don't fucking act like you're going to be some better mom than me. I can't wait till you have kids and you see this. So anyways, guys, I think we're soloed out for today. I have so many more things to chat about, but I also have another solo episode before the season ends. So you guys just get yourself ready. Don't forget about live show. We have tickets to the live show. Don't turn off your fucking podcast. I see you guys reaching for the fucking off button. Don't do it. Okay. We got Boston. We got Philly. We got Pittsburgh. We got Wisconsin. We got, Milwaukee, St. Louis, Kansas City. Kansas City's actually sold out. You guys are too motherfucking slow, but I can't wait to see all my Kansas City peeps. Buy some tickets. And then we have our Nashville show that is in the heart of the homeland of Nashville on 4/20. It's going to be so much fun. And again, there's 1,200 tickets. So bring your friends, bring your mama, bring everyone. Love you guys. Oh, and Indianapolis. The indie show is going to be really fun, I feel like. And if you can't come to a Nashville show or you can't come to any of the other ones, look up how close any of those cities are to you because they're all pretty close. Love y'all. Bye.